Two clubs under change this season. Liam Richardson stepping in at Reading to try and lead a charge towards safer waters. Jack Wilshere at 33 in his first managerial role, looking to turn the tide for Luton after sinking to relegation in each of the last two seasons. Victory for the Hatters tonight would take them level on points with sixth place Stockport County. For Reading, a night that begins with them level on points with Plymouth in the final relegation spot. Now a chance for Williams to go through the gears and drive Reading into Luton territory, and he's got a ball on here if he can find wing. It might still break in the box. Out comes the keeper. Penalty to Reading. Josh Keeley couldn't get there quick enough, and he had the look of a guilty man. Chiawa, the player, brought down, and Reading now with an opportunity to make a perfect start here tonight.
What a start for Reading, and Chiawa, he wanted the ball initially as Randall Williams broke, turned down that option, opted to play it for wing, and it looks like a definite penalty. In fact, he's almost pulling out, but I'm going on the reaction of Keeley. There's definite contact despite him pulling the hands away. I think it's just about right.
We saw them start fast the last time the cameras were here against Stevenage in Liam Richardson's first league game in charge. Can they make a sharp start once again? Wing rolls it in. Reading ahead with just 8 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, technically really gifted footballer, never really doubt him in that type of situation. Always a good source of goals for the Royals, and previously in his career. And a tough start to the game for Josh Keeley, beaten and obviously responsible for the penalty award. Don't think too many complaints. You can normally tell from the reaction of the player. Keeley, I think, knew he'd been done by the pace, the pure athleticism of Chiawa. We've already seen a few glimpses of it. And here again, just gets that vital touch. I think he's playing for the penalty, but of course the contact is everything.
Now Clark touches it out to the right, and again Luton have plenty of players forwards. Kadir has a strike, takes a deflection, have to settle for a corner. But these situations from which they have been very strong this season, the best set-piece record in League One. Can they find another here to get themselves back on level terms? It will be Naismith to take. Movement comes from the back post forwards. In it comes, and Pereira has to punch it away. Didn't get a great deal of time to see that. And again, Luton showing their threat from set-piece situations.
Yeah, maybe a combination there, isn't it, of Reading players. I think it's Wing who has the swing at it with his left foot. Yeah, it's off his thigh.
Good work by Fane, and now he pushes it on. Opportunity perhaps for Luton. Well-timed challenge comes in. Situation which was well read by Derek Williams.
Yeah, not really been tested so far. Williams over nice and swiftly.
Walsh once again looking to conjure up a delivery here. Fizzes it in, edge of the 6-yard box. It's touched back and struck first time by Clark. And now Bramall with time to line it up. Sweet strike, and one which almost escaped from Joel Pereira, who gratefully clutches onto it.
Well, it's a brilliant strike. I think it's an excellent save, actually, and to keep hold of it as well. That's some going. There were 6 Reading players closing that down when it broke to Bramall. Look at the desperation to try and get a block on this. Some way out, lovely touch. Look at the desire. Had he maybe just played to his right, Luton could have been in business, but he's always going to take the strike on there, and Pereira does brilliantly.
Thumped away by Joel Pereira, and the chase on here for Marriott, but Mengi managing to cut it out. It breaks for Randell Williams. Now Kamari Doyle. Doyle taking aim, over the top it goes.
Well, Marriott desperate for the ball to be slid into his feet. He's made his little dart, and with the centre forward, it's a decent enough effort, but I think Marriott found early would have been the better option.
Cadet can't keep control of possession. Walsh quickly into Mengi, but his ball is loose, and now Reading back in possession, and Wing nudges it forwards and just gets stuck with Williams. Now Marriott, wonderful strike! Oh, they've missed him. Oh, they have missed him. A thunderous finish from Jack Marriott on his return to the starting lineup. The killer edge in front of goal, and Reading lead by 2-0.
What a goal from Jack Marriott. The touch, sublime, and the strike. The speed of thought, makes his mind up so early. Involved in the build-up, not content with that. Well found by Williams, and just the most gorgeous of strikes. Mengi, you think, is decently positioned to maybe get a block on this. Through the legs, actually. Swerving away from Keeley, perfectly into the side netting.
A bullseye for Jack Marriott. Fast start to the first half, fast start to the second half as well. Not a lot of enthusiasm right now amongst the Luton support here this evening. Pushed in to find Morris, who's got 3 waiting in the box, but he's got 3 Reading players in close proximity. It's turned in by Jordan Clark, an instinctive finish, which gets Luton right back into this game. Couldn't have fallen any kinder. And all of a sudden the mood changes. Luton's hopes reignited here.
Lifeline hadn't looked likely. It's a fortuitous ricochet, which means it falls at the foot of Jordan Clark. It's good play on the right-hand side, and it's wing back in, trying to do his defensive duties, but he gets it all wrong on the stretch, and just in doing so tees it up for Clark. Not the cleanest of strikes, but from that distance, doesn't matter.
They have shown a tendency this season, Luton, to score plenty of late goals, 9 in the final 15 minutes of games. Can they take that to 10 here this evening? Yates, it's going to break for Lomwake, who has a go. How about that for a hit? Nigel Lomwake with a stunner to bring Luton level. The cleanest of hits, the unlikeliest of scorers perhaps, but how this game has changed from 2-0 down to 2-2. It is game on here.
Well, look, they were going to try and tiptoe through Reading really intricately. I thought it was one pass too many on the left-hand side of the box. Walsh does well to find Yates, and then fortunate ricochet off the substitute centre forward. Ehibhatiomhan taking it perfectly to Lomwake, and he won't catch a ball better than this all season. Just drills it, drives it beautifully. We've seen a couple of outstanding finishes tonight, and that is up there with Marriott's.
More of that is the message from Jack Wilshere, who now senses the opportunity. And then Nigel Lomwake, the first goal for Luton for him. And Luton sensing they could end the night with all 3 points and draw themselves level with 6th place Stockport County. Derek Williams finding himself in an advanced position here. Ehibhatiomhan, how about that for a response? Reading back ahead in no time at all. The game swings once again, and Kelvin Ehibhatiomhan off the bench to put Reading into a 3-2 lead.
Well, if the elder statesman amongst Reading strikers scored a brilliant 2-touch goal earlier in this half, this is lovely stuff from a substitute who would have been really disappointed not to be starting the game. Gets away from Anderson, in between him and Mengi. Well found by the centre half of all people. Really steady first touch, and I think through the legs of Keeley as he slides. Yeah, he's really proactive with that movement. Told Williams where to put the ball, and just gets enough purchase on that side foot finish to take it into the net.
Here's Mengi. Luton running out of time. Bramall. Back with Mengi. Lomwake. Now Saville shifts his feet well, but his shot is just the wrong side of the post.
Takes up a really cute position here, Saville, and you know he's going to try and engineer it back onto his left side. Opens up the target, not much to hit at the near post.
Reading fans pleading with the referee to blow the final whistle. Do Luton have time to launch one last attack? They do not. Reading victorious. A pre-Christmas cracker here tonight. Reading led by 2-0. But Jack Wilshere's side fought back to make it 2-2, but having worked so hard, they were undone so quickly after just 1 minute and 53 seconds had passed before substitute Kelvin Ehibhatiomhan got what was the winning goal, finishing superbly to give Reading a win, which moves them up to 14th place in the table. You can see what it means to the Reading players. You can feel the frustration of those in Luton colours. Reading come out on top here, beating Luton by 3 goals to 2.